Amanda earlier told us why she thought the 18th century was so special. Why do you think? Why are you so passionate about it?
The 18th century is the beginning of everything that we think of as the modern world today. Our parliamentary system, our governance, our economy, our financial system, the fact that the world is in a kind of global economic situation. Everything is actually down to the 18th century. 19th century is just putting the icing on the cake, basically. So no, the 18th century is what it's all about. The 18th century is when North America assumes its English-speaking Anglo-Saxon character, and that would prove to be absolutely vital. It's important right down to the present day.
Absolutely. So, how can you account for the astonishing rise of the British Empire during the 18th century? I mean, was it all that easy?
It was cash. It was good decision-making. It was geographical luck, and it was an embrace of science, industry, and modernity in a way that other nations were held back for cultural and social reasons. And Britain invented the modern, I think, in the 18th century with its look at the arrival of primitive railroads or any of that kind of stuff. Here we go, I think the song.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Yeah. And so, would you say there were a lot of struggles for, say, for example, the Battle of Quebec? Was it really not that easy for them? It was a struggle.
The 18th century was dominated. The 18th century was incredibly violent. The largest wars in our history up to that point, one after the other. Very brief interludes between them, in fact. Most of the long 18th century, so-called, was spent either at war or in a state of extreme Cold War. And so it was a terrible price to pay for that British success. And it's a story not of heroism and intelligence, but also of terrible bloodshed and ignorance and stupidity as well.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously you wrote Death of Vickery a couple of years ago. What do you prefer doing? Writing, broadcasting, television?
When I get sick of writing, I know I can go out and do some filming with the team, and then you visit these locations and you tell a great story. But then you get sick of that eventually and you go back to writing. It's the perfect mix. Yeah.
And lastly, you've been in the news recently about having apprehended a looter during the London riots.
Yeah.
What happened exactly?
I saw some rioters run down the street. I decided to follow them because, as a historian, I'm fascinated by riot and revolution.
Yeah.
Then I saw one of them come out of a shop a bit behind the others. I thought, I can take this guy, and I rugby tackled him and sat on him until the police arrived.
Fantastic. Not only a great historian, but a hero.
That's very kind of you. Great interviewer.
And thanks very much, and good safe journey.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Nice to meet you. Nice to talk to you.
A fantastic talk and a really charming man. It was an utterly compelling tour de force from Dan. Our thanks go to him. So somehow we are already 2 days through this year's festival, and yet in such a short space of time we have already covered an incredible array of subjects as we near the halfway point of the festival. Tomorrow promises to be even more captivating, with David Murrin and Alison Weir joining us. In the meantime, please do keep checking the Chalke Valley History Festival website for updates from me, and please do follow me on Twitter at Xander_Drury. We really would love to hear from you. So, until tomorrow's instalment, it's good night from Wiltshire.